Christian Steves is the voice actor I'm interviewing today. Our conversation covers on-stage acting, his experience with faith-based projects, and how to balance other jobs with voiceover work. I hope you enjoy the episode. Tell me who you are and how you got involved in voice acting.
I am Christian Steves. I'm 24 years old. I got involved with acting back when I was in middle school and high school. I was a part of a drama group, and I did that for over 10 years. And then I heard about voice acting, and I was like, I really want to get back into acting somehow. And I found out you can do voice acting from home. And so I was like, well, I have a Blue Yeti microphone. I have a computer. I'm just going to plug and go and see what we can do. And I've been doing that ever since March 2024.
Do you still have the same equipment that you did back then?
Technically, yes, I still have it, but I don't use it. I use it for like on the road or if I'm just doing like minor recordings. Now my setup is I have a full-on interface. I have the Scarlett Solo 4th gen, and then I use kind of the upgraded version of the Blue Yeti, the Blue Baby Bottle, which is the XLR version of the microphone. And I like that one in particular because it picks up the bass in my voice really well. And it also has a -20 pad where I can just flip that on and then just absolutely let loose with loud performances for screaming and stuff like that.
How would you describe your voice?
I'm definitely typecast for the comedic relief or sometimes just like the warm, friendly type. I have a very high sibilant voice, but it also has a very low bass tone, which kind of gives that very warm feel you associate with the boyfriend type or the older brother. I can also go pretty high like this. Like I can kind of get into that nasal area. I can sound like a goofy character. The characters I really like to audition for are characters like the cool, nonchalant guys, because I feel like even those kinds of guys, they don't need a voice type. You don't need to have this super deep voice to voice this suave, cool guy in the corner. How I view voice acting is all about performance. It's all about how you convey the character. No matter how your voice is, if you can portray a good character, who cares about the typecast? Anyone sounds like anything. You don't need a specific voice to sound like a specific character.
What kind of projects do you enjoy doing the most?
So some of the ones that I've been a part of a lot in my career as of late are audio dramas. I've been a part of a lot of those. I have done comic dubs. I'm actually directing a comic dub right now, which is a lot of fun to do. And I'm playing, again, one of those like suave, cool characters. But I also got into doing video games as well. And video games are a lot of fun because it's like little bite-sized pieces, but you can hear yourself in several bits of the game.
Tell me more about the comic dub that you're directing.
Corey Kenshin is on YouTube, but he, within the past 2 years, year and a half, released his own manga called Monsters We Make. He eventually wants to make it into an anime, but I was like, you know what? Kind of like as like an unofficial audition, also just to show how appreciative we are of the work. I'm just going to get a bunch of friends together and we're just going to dub the comic as the characters. And so that's what we've been doing. We have 3 episodes out right now, and it's been a lot of fun. It's been my favorite project I've done thus far. Yeah.
Since you've done acting before the voiceover specific work, how would you say in your experience those things are different and how are they similar?
I was a stage actor prior to doing voice acting. So stage acting, you use your body a lot. You're constantly moving because you're on a stage. Everyone can see you. And also usually you're within a crowd of people. You have to really sell what you're doing. You have to move. You have to throw your hands out. You have to like have really crazy facial expressions. In the booth, you don't need to do that because you're behind a microphone. But where it is similar is you're still acting. You're still playing a character. When I started voice acting, I had been out of acting for years at that point. I was a little rusty, getting the gears grinding again. Trying to relearn how to bring life to a character without sounding too robotic as I'm like reading the script. That can happen a lot, especially with voice acting, because you don't have the character in front of you. You don't exactly know who you're playing yet. And so that takes a lot more skill to figure out. You have to read the subtext. You have to figure out what the character is like. How do they behave? What is going on in this setting? You don't have actors around you to figure out what you're doing.
How have you found that you're still able to create community and collaborate with others in the voice acting space?
When I first started, I was just auditioning. I found the one server on Discord, the voice acting club. I was just auditioning, and then I got cast for a few projects. In some of those projects, there were some actors who I met and I was like, okay, let's talk a little bit. Going on, I kept on getting cast in projects with those actors. One notably, who has been one of my best friends in this industry, my friend Jessica Baxter. Jess has been a great friend. She has been my support. Even when I felt like I wanted to quit voice acting, she's like, you got it in you, don't quit. Right in those moments, those were exactly the boost I needed. Just having those connections and then making friends along the way, you can cast those people If those people find projects that you can audition for, they'll send them to you, kind of like as Pokemon rivalries, where like you're friends, but also you're trying to get higher and get up in the ranks at the same time as trying to be friends with the people that you're racing against. It's a very interesting dichotomy of friendship versus rivalry.
Is there any resources for finding auditions that you recommend?
I use X a lot. X is an incredible source to find voice acting auditions. Sometimes you can use Instagram. I actually did two recently on Instagram where it was like the creator posted a reel that had little like animatics of the characters on it. And then you just read it and then put your voice on top of the reel, post it, and then tag them in it. And that was your audition. Both of the auditions I did recently were a lot of fun to do. I actually prefer those ones in particular because they have the animatics, because then you can really see like how is this character supposed to be portrayed, how do they want the character to act in this scene. It was kind of like doing a dub. I still like doing auditions where it's just the script. I've used Reddit a couple times. There are other servers that you can find on Discord. You can find casting calls a lot of different places, but Discord and X are my two primary sources.
From all the projects that you've done so far, have there been any that have stood out to you?
The comic dub, that's been my biggest project that I've loved very dearly. Also, one of my first ever projects I got cast in, it was a Bible audio drama where the director was trying to take a horror spin on the Bible by telling the Bible from the perspective of the devil. And he cast me as Adam. And that was such a wonderful experience. That was my breakout role. And I'm super proud that was pivotal in my voice acting career. And it was Christian based. I loved it. It was awesome.
Have you found other projects that are Christian?
There have been a couple that I have auditioned for, haven't gotten the parts, but yes, there was one Christian anime, Ascension After, that's what it was called. I auditioned for it, like the creator made a Kickstarter and everything. Another one, Locust, and this is where I met my other voice acting friend who's also named Christian. I've seen like the teaser animations and it is coming to be a really, really cool looking project. I'm really excited because he's also a part of that project. He himself also created his own project. It's not Christian based, like not Bible based, but it has a lot of Christian themes. I'm actually the editor of the project called Just Beyond the Horizon, and it's basically like a sci-fi audio drama that he's doing himself. The Christian projects are out there. They're just few and far between, so you got to keep your eyes peeled.
What are some of the biggest challenges that you faced and how have you overcome them with voice acting?
I remember starting out, my biggest challenge and hardship was creating character voices. When I was trying to do character voices, I kept on losing emotion. I kept on sounding too robotic because I was focusing too much on the voice that I was doing. I remember I just posed the question in the voice acting club server. I was like, I keep on losing emotion trying to play these different characters. What do I do? This is one piece of advice that changed the entire trajectory of my voice acting career. Voice acting is acting. Worry about what you can do with your voice right now. The character voices will come out later. With what you have in your pipes right now, just work on the emotion, get everything down, and then the other voices will come later. And now I'm 2 demos in, and you can clearly hear 6 different characters in my demo, all with emotions. Having that base of advice just changed my entire career.
How did you go about getting your demos made?
My first demo was with a guy, his name on Discord is Band User. His demos are fairly cheap and he usually does them in like fantasy settings. My first demo, I couldn't afford much, so I only did 3 voices because it was like $25 per voice. I also recorded that on my Blue Yeti. And since then, I upgraded to the XLR Blue Baby Bottle. I did it with Keiko of MLA Entertainment. I was able to do the full 6 voices, and then it sounded so much better than my original demo.
What are your short and long-term goals with voice acting?
My family is a bunch of creatives. Like my sister paints, my dad does graphic design, my mom, she does like sewing projects and stuff that she sells. And so my dad is trying to create this family business. He was like, I want to incorporate your voice acting, like do podcasts and stuff. We're hopefully trying to get that off the ground. Eventually, long term, love to make this a full-time career. This might be like a secondary job for a while, but if this can take off the ground, this would be an amazing job to have. Because I love to act, I love to portray characters, and also like my ultimate long-term goal is to make or be in content that I want to show my future kids. I want to be able to be like, this is my legacy. I'm in these kids' cartoons. That's why I'm looking for Christian projects as well, is because I want to be in projects that teach my kids the Bible as well as entertain them and have their dad entertain them.
How do you balance currently working and voice acting?
The schedule is very volatile. It depends on what day you're going to get scheduled. You always get 2 days off, but it depends on when those 2 days off are, and also depends on if you're going to work a morning shift or an evening shift. Fortunately, we don't ever really go past 9 o'clock. That's good because I have to record at night anyway because because I live in a family of 8. So I have to wait for everyone to go to bed so I can get good audio to actually record. I usually either wait until I get home from work, or if like my family's out, I'll be like, hey, if we're gonna all do this family thing, I'll come like half an hour later and I'll just knock out a few auditions and then I'll leave and join them. Or if they're just out for the day, my siblings do this homeschool co-op throughout the year on Fridays. And if I have an early day on Friday, I'm like, ha, golden. Just get some stuff recorded and just knock it all out. Other than that, if I'm just beat from the night, I'll either just like follow up on some auditions or save some auditions. I'll look at the deadlines and be like, if there's an audition that's due, okay, I'll record it. And just like get some water, drink some tea, and then I'll just record that real quick and then go to bed. There's definitely is a balance that you have to find, especially with the volatile schedule, but it's not terrible. And I still enjoy doing it to a very large degree.
What's your last words of advice for other voice actors?
I struggle with feeling of failure, especially like when I'm starting something new. Like I think I'm going to fail at it. I get paralyzed and it's not going to go anywhere. I learned just do the thing. Plug in a microphone to your computer if you have one and just record and send auditions. Just do it, because then you're going to get feedback. Then you're going to learn, what can I do better? To piggyback off of that advice to the older voice actors, even after doing this for 2 years, struggle with imposter syndrome. Go back and listen to your first auditions. If you're struggling with an imposter syndrome, go listen to your first auditions you recorded years ago. And you can see like this trajectory of growth throughout your career. Like that's why I save every single one of my auditions and put them on a hard drive so I can like listen back to the ones I did 2 years ago and be like, oh yeah, I'm actually a lot better than I thought I was.
Thank you so much for your time. It was a great conversation.
Absolutely. Thank you, Tessa. I appreciate it.